The guy never came inside my house. The guy pulled up, cut my grass. After that, we sat on the back of the truck.
Nobody should be over there.
That's what he came up and pulled up on.
Then that same guy ended up sending naked pictures to my phone.
I don't have time to be begging no man to step up and be a man.
After this is over, did the relationship continue?
Yes, he was just at my house like a week and a half ago.
I mean, I got bored.
I didn't have no reason to call you because my son said he didn't have nothing
Whatever.
to do with you.
If that's the case, my son still be going over to your house. What do you mean? Help me do what?
You need a child care to go to work.
Okay, so I work.
Think again. Ms. Fisher opens the case with a bombshell, asserting that Mr. Stewart is the biological father of her daughter, Kaalia, because understanding the father's medical history is critical due to her serious medical condition. Mr. Stewart counters fiercely, denying paternity and suggesting Ms. Fisher had multiple partners during the conception window. He accuses her of trying to pin the baby on him because of his reputation as a good father. And guess what? The courtroom drama is just heating up.
Ms. Fisher, you're here to prove that Mr. Stewart is your daughter Kaalia's biological father. You state that your daughter has a serious medical condition and it is imperative that you know the father's medical history. Mr. Stewart, you claim that Ms. Fisher was with multiple partners during the window of conception and you have the proof. Yes. You state that Ms. Fisher is trying to pin her baby on you because she knows you are a good father.
Just when you think it's all been said, the plot thickens. Ms. Fisher stands firm, insisting Mr. Stewart is the father, as they were intimately involved around the time Kaalia was conceived. Mr. Stewart dismisses the relationship as purely physical and questions the timing of the pregnancy announcement based on their brief encounter. The judge dives into the details, probing about protection, which Mr. Stewart first confirms, then stumbles, sparking a fiery exchange. Brace yourself, the emotional fireworks are about to explode.
Why do you believe he is the biological father?
Because at the time my baby was conceived, that's who I was having sexual relations.
Take me back, what's the nature of this relationship?
It was just a sexual relationship, Your Honor.
Did you use protection?
The first few times, yes. Yes, Your Honor. A week after we started messing around, you know, she come out and she showed me pregnancy test I'm like, it's not my baby.
If you thought that was intense, hold on because it gets wilder. Ms. Fisher describes knowing she was pregnant from early symptoms and immediately telling Mr. Stewart, who flatly denied being the father right off the bat. This confession ramps up the tension in the courtroom, showcasing the emotional and complex nature of their dispute. The atmosphere gets even more charged as we dive deeper into their tumultuous relationship.
And you immediately said, Mr. Stewart, this is your
I showed it to him and his first reaction. It ain't mine.
That's what he said?
Yes, that's exactly what he said.
Exactly.
That is not the reaction you look for when you tell a man you're pregnant.
I don't know.
I just really roll with it, Your Honor, because I mean, at the end of the day, I got 2 other kids. I don't have time to be begging no man to step up and be a man.
After this is over, did the relationship continue?
Yes, he was just at my house like a week and a half ago.
I mean, I got bored.
You won't believe this twist. Delving deeper, the court discovers that another man might be the father and has even signed the birth certificate. This revelation adds complexity to the case, with Mr. Stewart expressing strong doubts and distancing himself from any responsibility. This moment throws the courtroom into a whirlwind of chaos, impacting the child's identity and welfare directly. Keep watching. The plot is about to thicken even more.
Did you call him and tell him the baby's here?
No, ma'am. He play a lot of games, and I'm really fed up with his games.
You like this game he playing? Mr. Stewart, in your court papers, you stated that you knew for certain that Miss Fisher was sleeping with other men.
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you know and how do you know it?
He named another potential father as the biological father, and then on top of that, another man signed the birth certificate.
Strap in. This roller coaster is hitting another loop. The discussion shifts to the serious medical condition of the child, emphasizing the urgent need to identify the father for medical reasons. Enter Mr. Kern, another contender for paternity, further complicating the tangled web of relationships, as he too was involved with Ms. Fisher during the critical conception period. The next revelations are bound to be jaw-dropping.
Right?
Yes, I know that. I got 3 kids.
But you admittedly slept with Mr. Kern during the window of conception.
Yeah.
Well, that lends credibility to your testimony, Mr. Stewart.
That's why I don't believe on
I'd like to hear from Mr. Kern. Jerome, would you please escort Mr. Kern into the courtroom? Hello, sir. Mr. Kern, thank you so much for joining us today. He's indicated to the court that you could potentially be Kaalia's biological father. Were you aware of this?
Yes, ma'am.
Just when you thought we'd seen it all, there's more. We learn this isn't Miss Fisher's first rodeo with paternity disputes, which casts doubt on her credibility and highlights a pattern of such issues. The judge's frustration bubbles over as she laments the recurring irresponsibility and potential serious future implications. What's coming next? DNA results that could flip everything upside down.
No.
No, you gotta say.
Don't y'all shake your head, because you in it too. You still sleeping with her, you can make another paternity issue issue right now. You was just with her a week ago, and you was with her for this baby and had the paternity issue on the last child. None of you all should be shaking your head. So, Mr. Kern, you taking care of this baby. You think this baby's yours.
Yes, ma'am.
Fasten your seatbelt for some seismic revelations. The climax of the court session arrives with the DNA results, which reveal
it has been determined by this court, Mr. Kern, you are not the father. The next result reads as follows. In the case of Fisher versus Stewart, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Stewart, you are not father.
Oh.
Don't clown, don't clown. Don't you dare clown in here.
The case of Willingham versus Griffin Allen starts with the judge setting the stage. Ms. Willingham claims that the late Nathaniel Allen is the father of her son Nicorian, but the Allen family isn't having it, leading to a heated battle over death benefits and paternity rights. And we're just getting started.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Willingham versus Griffin Allen.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Ms. Willingham, you are here to prove that Nathaniel Allen, who tragically passed away, fathered your son, Nicorian, because his mother and aunt say he is not father, preventing you from collecting death benefits.
Check out this twist. Ms. Griffin and her sister accuse Ms. Willingham of trying to grab Social Security death benefits by lying about her son's dad. The burning question is whether Nicorian is really Nathaniel's son. And just when you think it couldn't get messier,
Ms. Griffin, you and your sister say Ms. Willingham is trying to pin this child on your deceased son so she can collect Social Security death benefits and work the system. Ms. Willingham, what has this past year and a half been like since Nathaniel's family denies your son?
the drama ramps up and the tissues come out. Ms. Willingham opens up about the tough times she's faced because Nathaniel's family rejected her son. She fights back against claims of cheating the system and stands strong on proving Nathaniel's fatherhood. Stay tuned. The emotional roller coaster is just getting started.
I don't ask for help, so as far as depending on the system, I don't know where they're getting that from. I barely call them asking for anything. So I just basically want to get the results out that, you know, Nathaniel is the father of Nicorian, so they can know.
I can see this is really upsetting you. You don't know where to begin. Miss Griffin?
Yes.
You say Ms. Willingham is here about the money.
Yes.
Oh, it gets more intense. Ms. Griffin recounts how Ms. Willingham came to her right after Nathaniel died, asking for a letter to help with death benefit claims. This makes everyone's eyebrows shoot up. You'll want to stick around for the next twist.
My son in past, he come to me and says, you have to go and help me. Y'all need to help me. And I said, what I need to do? So she took me to the Social Security office and they told her she had to get letters. So I wrote a letter and a couple of them. And no, I didn't believe this is my grandson.
You say you just don't believe this is his biological child. You don't believe this is your grandson.
No.
Boom. The judge scrutinizes a letter Ms. Griffin wrote, trying to convince the Social Security office about Nicorian's paternity. This letter is now under the courtroom spotlight, stirring up more debate and distrust. The surprises aren't stopping.
Did you write the letter?
Yes, I did.
Did you bring that letter to court today?
No, I did not.
I have the letter.
You do have the letter?
Yes.
I'd like to see that. So, Ms. Willingham, you asked Ms. Griffin to please write a letter on your behalf because you wanted to send it to the Social Security office so that you could potentially collect death benefits for your child, whom you say is Nathaniel Allen's biological child.
Each clue reveals more of this tangled tale. Ms. Willingham explains how Ms. Griffin's letter might have backfired, making her plea with the Social Security office harder because the family didn't support Nicorian's paternity claim. The tension's rising. Don't blink now.
To whom it may concern, I am Latricia Griffin, the mother of Nathaniel Allen, who is deceased. This is what he told me. There's two blank. These are his kids, but Nicorian Allen, he had doubt, so he wanted to get a blood test on him.
It's getting wild in the courtroom. Accusations are flying everywhere as loyalty and personal ties get questioned. Ms. Griffin throws shade, suggesting Ms. Willingham was unfaithful and doubting Nathaniel's fatherhood, which Ms. Willingham fiercely denies. The drama's at full blast. More fireworks are on the way.
My nephew was not together. He was in another relationship with someone else.
Girl, boo.
Yes.
Her son,
because they would stand with me.
And she wasn't. She was staying with somebody.
With you. No.
Friend was staying with me when they weren't together.
No.
Who was staying with you?
My son and his other friend.
Was staying with you?
Yes.
So you knew he had moved on and was in another relationship?
Yes.
And you believe she had moved on and was in another relationship?
The gloves are off and emotions are running wild. Both sides let out their frustrations and pains, revealing the deeply personal and agonizing parts of their feud. Accusations of neglect and emotional damage fill the room, painting a vivid picture of the stormy relationships. It's about to explode.
That's not the case, and I really don't care if y'all
She had the baby. He didn't even go to the hospital because he said it was none of his.
He's a liar.
Was he at the hospital, Miss Willingham?
No. Matter of fact, I went through the whole pregnancy by myself. It was me and my baby. When I was in labor, she called me, was like, have you talked to my son? And I told her, no, I don't want to. I'm fine without him.
I didn't have no reason to call you because my son said he didn't have nothing
Whatever.
to do with you.
If that's the case, my son still be going over to your house. What do you mean? Help me do what?
You need a child care to go to work.
Okay, so I work.
Just when you thought it was over, there's a twist. A phone call brings LaShawna London into the mix, adding her opinion that despite Nathaniel's initial denial, she thinks Nicorian might actually be his kid. This throws a wrench in the works, making the plot even spicier. Up next, the moment we've all been waiting for.
What is your cousin's name? Oh, you wrote it down. LaShawna London.
Hello?
Hello? Is LaShawna London in, please?
This is me.
Hello, Ms. London. This is Judge Lake calling from Paternity Court. We are here discussing paternity of Nicorian Allen. Your family is in court today saying that Mr. Allen, Nathaniel, had words with you concerning this child. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am.
Here comes the big reveal. In a dramatic turn, the results of the grandparentage DNA test are disclosed.
It has been determined by this court, Latricia Griffin and Nicorian Allen are related.
Here comes the bombshell. Ms. Patterson claims that Mr. Rothwell is the father of her 1-year-old daughter, Jade. She lays out her struggles with raising the child alone and the financial burdens that have fallen on her parents due to Mr. Rothwell's alleged abandonment. Buckle up, because Mr. Rothwell's comeback is a doozy.
You have petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove to your ex-boyfriend, Mr. Rothwell, that he is the father of your 1-year-old daughter, Jade. You claim he abandoned you, stuck you with bills, and now your parents are forced to help you raise your daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
But after today's DNA result, he will pay.
Ms. Patterson is suing Mr. Rothwell for a hefty sum of $6,423.45 for child-rearing expenses, suggesting a legal acknowledgement of paternity could lead to financial support. Wait till you hear the clapback from Mr. Rothwell.
You're suing him for $6,423.05 for child-rearing expenses. Mr. Rothwell, you say Ms. Patterson has her parents fooled into believing she's not a cheater, and you refuse to be the fool for taking care of a child that's not yours. All right, so Ms. Patterson, does Mr. Rothwell any reason to deny your daughter?
No, Your Honor, and today I will prove that he is father. I'm tired of doing everything by myself. I had to rely on my parents to do everything or help me when we both made this child.
Plot twist incoming. Mr. Rothwell fires back with a denial that adds a spicy layer of drama. He suggests Ms. Patterson has bamboozled her own parents into believing she's been faithful, vehemently denying paternity, and refusing responsibility for the child he believes isn't his. What unfolds next is even more jaw-dropping.
We both graduated from the same high school. We met in 2011, rekindled through a mutual friend. We started dating on and off because he's a cheater, so I stayed with
I'm
a
a cheater. You're a cheater.
I got pregnant in 2013 in September.
So wait, relationship, you said you were dating on and off?
On and off, yeah.
Were you in a committed relationship at some point?
Yeah, I was always committed to him. He wasn't committed to me.
The plot thickens here. Ms. Patterson recalls the moment she discovered she was pregnant during a trip, and Mr. Rothwell's immediate denial of paternity, which caused a major rift. The story only spirals from here, leading into some intense family testimonies.
Mr. Rothwell, in your opinion, were you in a committed relationship with Ms. Patterson?
Yes, ma'am.
You're a liar.
You were. Did you do a lot of cheating?
Yes, he did. What proof do you have? I have never cheated on him. Never.
At what point did you find out you're pregnant?
In 2013, when we were on a trip for my birthday, I didn't have my regular monthly. So we took a pregnancy test, and I could see in his eyes that he was scared. So he made up some excuse. When we came back from this trip, we got into a big argument.
Family ties are tested to the max in this segment. Ms. Patterson's parents detail how they took Mr. Rothwell into their home, treating him like one of their own, only to feel betrayed by his refusal to accept responsibility for Jade. The tension in the courtroom is about to explode. Stick around.
We clothed him, we bathed him, fed him, treated him. My mom treated him like a son, as a son-in-law, and I don't have a ring on my finger.
All right, I want to hear from your parents. Please stand.
He's a deadbeat. Sorry. Deadbeat? Oh, really? He's a deadbeat. His daughter called me daddy. It's a shame.
The tension is palpable as the family's frustration boils over. Amidst chaotic arguments, a direct appeal is made to Mr. Rothwell to step up and acknowledge his responsibilities, highlighting the real-life impact of the court's paternity decision. The evidence presented next could turn the tide.
Responsibility, man. That's all you need to do. You don't owe me anything. Just do what you need to do.
Ms. Patterson and Mr. Rothwell met when they were in high school.
Yes.
You began to form a relationship. At what point do you take him in and he starts living with you?
When I got pregnant.
When you found out you were pregnant, then you take him in.
Yes.
Here's where the evidence hits the fan. Photos and testimonies about Mr. Rothwell's involvement at key moments like the doctor's appointments and birth are displayed, suggesting his initial acceptance of fatherhood. The courtroom is about to go from heated to scorching. Watch for the judge's next move.
Who does that? If you are not the father, why you sign the birth certificate? At the time. Today you're gonna learn that you're the father, man. You're gonna learn today.
These are pictures of, explain to me, this first picture is
the first picture is actually, we left a doctor's appointment, and I was actually, that day, I was on my way to the hospital to get induced, and he was there.
Now watch as the focus shifts unexpectedly. The conversation veers towards Mr. Rothwell's apparent obsession with material things like his truck, overshadowing his responsibilities as a father. The courtroom's reaction to this revelation is too good to miss. Keep watching.
He hugged his truck more than he do my daughter. Well, I'm not going to take part.
Your Honor, he's an electrician junkie, so he likes all the new latest iPads, all
So what are you
that.
saying? You're saying that he gives
But you're supposed to be taking care of your
truck
child.
more time, care, and attention.
Than his own self. He care for his truck more than he do himself. I bet you he wash his truck more than he do himself.
Get ready for the big reveal. The DNA results finally come in.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rothwell, you are the father.
I told you.
Stupid,
I told you. You owe my child an apology. You owe my child an apology.
The courtroom drama kicks off with a bang. Mr. Levette accuses Ms. Jackson of cheating and doubts he's the dad of her 15-month-old son, Corey Jr. Ms. Jackson fires back, saying Mr. Levette is definitely the father and blames his suspicions on his own insecurities. Buckle up. The paternity battle is just getting started.
You say her affairs have caused you to doubt that you fathered her 15-month-old son, Corey Jr. Ms. Jackson, you say Mr. Lovett is definitely your son's father and is doubting paternity because of his needless insecurities. Mr. Lovett, what is your relationship like with Corey Jr.? He's 15 months old.
That's my baby. I love him.
That's your baby. He is adorable.
Yeah.
That's his baby, but he denied him.
I have doubts.
Things heat up fast as Mr. Levette and Ms. Jackson throw accusations like confetti. Mr. Levette says Ms. Jackson cheated because he cheated first, making a messy loop of mistrust. The judge scratches his head, asking if Mr. Levette really thinks she's just copying him. Their relationship drama gets even juicier. Stay tuned.
In defense of your own cheating.
Exactly.
No.
Do you think she's doing it to get back at you?
No, because...
Do you think she's doing it because you're doing it?
No.
So how do you know she's even doing that?
She's just a type of woman that moves on. Look, she started having kids at the age of 18. She ain't gonna stop because of me. She got 6 kids.
I had 4 kids when you met me. You gave me 2 more.
Can you believe this? Ms. Jackson admits she put tracking devices on Mr. Levette's phone. Mr. Levette discovered these gadgets and flipped out, showing just how deep their trust issues go. The plot thickens, and the drama isn't letting up.
The guy never came inside my house. The guy pulled up, cut my grass. After that, we sat on the back of the truck.
Nobody should be over there.
That's what he came up and pulled up on.
Then that same guy ended up sending naked pictures to my phone.
Because you asked him
No,
for
matter of fact, it was her phone. It was her phone. I was talking like I was there. But I had her phone. We switched phones that day. So I was texting, and then he sent me a picture. The same guy that supposed to be her cousin.
Wait a minute now.
That's not true. That's not true.
Is this the grass cutting guy?
Yes.
Their personal lives are a tangled mess. Both are involved with other partners, making their divorce and custody battles even trickier. The judge breaks down how their actions mess with their kids' custody and support. Just when you think it can't get more chaotic, it does.
You can't get divorced because you keep getting pregnant.
Exactly.
Not by me.
Her husband is here. We're gonna meet him in a moment. Now you can talk about it if you want, but you started a relationship with her too.
Right.
Exactly.
And got her pregnant.
Right. And I've been taking care of my responsibility.
The suspense is off the charts as the DNA results come in.
It has been determined by this court.
Oh my God.
Mr. Lovett, you are Ariel's father.